sharing these old stories of some of the real heroes of our Alliance movement and introducing you to some of the modern-day torchbearers has been for me an unbelievable privilege. Core value number 5 says that completing the Great Commission will require the mobilization of every fully devoted disciple. You are going to love the story of Sophie Lichtenfels. That was her actual name, but nearly everyone knew her as simply Sophie the Scrub Woman. Now, you probably need to know that the first group of people to gather around A.B. Simpson, the founder of the Christian and Missionary Alliance, was very diverse, both economically and ethnically. One of the reasons he had resigned as the pastor of the 13th Street Presbyterian Church was because he felt called to evangelize the new immigrants pouring into the city. And that made the leadership of the 13th Street Church very uneasy. Sophie was one of those immigrants. She was from Germany, and she was a worker who made her living by scrubbing floors. Sophie's accent was very thick, and her mannerisms were by society's standards pretty coarse. But her heart was for the Lord, and she wanted to do anything she could to serve the King and win others to Christ. There's actually a very old tract in existence entitled Sophie's Sermon, or Called to Scrub and Preach. So Sophie scrubbed floors, and she talked to people about Jesus. At one point in her 50s, she tried to volunteer to go to the mission field herself, but was disappointed when she was told that she was beyond the age limit to be sent. She later said that the Lord appeared to her and said, "Sophie, who is your next door neighbor?" "A family of Switzers," she replied. And in the rear of her building, there were Italians and Chinese. The Lord showed Sophie that she could be a foreign missionary right at home. Now, Scrub Woman didn't make a lot of money. In all probability, not even enough to comfortably survive. But Sophie took on extra work, and she lived very frugally. And whenever there was a special offering for missions, Sophie the Scrub Woman would lead the parade of people forward to place their gifts on the altar, and she deposited her sack of savings with a solid thud and a hearty praise the Lord. And Sophie was only one person. There were many others. They started rescue missions. Some of them still exist. They opened healing homes for sick people. They ministered to prostitutes and started outreaches to visiting sailors. In short, the people in that early group did nearly everything you could imagine, not only to send missionaries to the ends of the earth, but to be missionaries to those who lived nearby. They understood that the completion of the Great Commission will require the mobilization of every fully devoted disciple. I'd like for you to meet a young man named Jason Ostrander. He is on fire with a passion to mobilize the next generation of young men and women to complete the task and bring back the King.